everybody, and welcome to the Ask DJ V Show. This is episode 24. I'm DJ Valori. Thank you so much for joining us this week. On this week's episode, I'd like to talk about how you can jumpstart your social media engagement. Jumpstart those posts that you post all the time on Facebook, on blogging, on Twitter, etc. Here are some tips and some ideas that we use in our company to jumpstart our own posts, and I thought they'd be great for sharing this week's episode. So, first thing I'd like to do is to request feedback from customers, right? Customers absolutely love that. They love it when you ask them, how can I better my service? How can I better my product? And you're not only going to get great information, you're going to build loyalty with that customer because they're going to really appreciate that you asked them to begin with, right? So always ask your customers in social media posts, on blogging, etc., how can I do business better? How can I help you better? That's always works really, really well. Give them a funny, inside scoop. Go and interview your executive chef. We've talked about that many times. Behind the scenes. Let the executive chef tell you how they prepare special dishes for when that celebrity or that dignitary comes to town and they have special dietary requests. That's pretty cool. Don't name the celebrity or the dignitary unless they've stayed way past, the current date. You don't want them to be in house when you're talking about this, obviously, for obvious reasons. But it's really cool to understand and to kind of see what they go through and what these celebrities are really into when they're looking for their dining experience at properties. Another thing may be to go to your concierge. Ask them what the weirdest, outrageous type of request they've ever received from a guest at the hotel. Be interesting. I bet you they have so many great stories. So putting those kind of content ideas out and information out really gets engagement with consumers who are reading it because they're getting a behind-the-scenes kind of look at what's happening at your property that makes it so special and so unique. So that always works, giving them behind-the-scene inside scoop. Try to share a personal story. I travel a lot myself, and I always share when I'm staying in hotels, the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? And I blog about it, I tweet about it, I live stream on Meerkat and on Periscope. Those are things that people like to see, that there's a human element of things. So it's important that you share some of your stories and be a storyteller. That's what providing content and providing social media content that jumpstarts and that actually helps consumers that are following you to understand more about your product and, more importantly, humanizes your brand. No one likes talking to a brand. They like talking to a person at the brand, right? People do business with people. They don't do business with companies. So it's important that you tell your story and humanize your brand as best you can on social media. By sharing your personal stories, you'll definitely be able to do that. Share an interesting quote. A lot of people have been doing that for many years on the internet. Abraham Lincoln said this and this person said that. Obviously, you can search on the web for interesting quotes to share. Make sure they're relevant to travel in our industry. Make sure they haven't been said many, many times before. You don't want to rehash quotes that everybody has put out there already. So be unique in that regard because you don't want to come off as being spammy, right? Be humorous, right? Put out a funny joke, a story, a video that you found on the internet that maybe is funny to you. Be very careful though. It's a thin line as far as understanding what's funny to you and insulting and potentially hurting someone's feelings on the other end. So that's one you want to be careful with, but it does garner more social media engagement if you put out funny stuff out there, right? You always see those on the news, those funny cat videos, dog videos, people jumping off the roof into a pool or something like that. Polls and surveys work really well also. We use those with our customers all the time. So you put out a poll, not only are you getting great valuable feedback that you can use in your own business at your property, but you're also getting engagement because the people that are participating in your poll and your survey want to stick around and see what other people are saying and see what the final results are. So that's really a good way to jumpstart your social media engagement with a poll or a survey. It works really well. It works all the time. You can try it on Facebook, Pinterest, on Instagram even, if you want to go that route. So there are many polls and surveys that you can look for on the internet. You can come up with your own that's unique to your property as well. That works really well. And then the one that I like the best also is ask your customers what they would do if they were in your shoes, in your position. So present a situation, a challenge, if you will, and then ask them what they would do. And you'll be oddly surprised that you will get feedback, and you'll get consumers and your customers and people that are just chiming in, want to voice their opinion on how to help you. Because social media is all about being social, right? That's what it's all about. And we know, marketers ruin everything. And once it gets too popular, that's when people start migrating to different social media platforms. So social is what it's all about. So make sure that you're social and you're engaging with your consumers and your followers, and follow these tips that I've just given you, and you will jumpstart your social media conversations. So thanks again for joining us this week on the Ask a DJ V show. This was episode 24. Be sure to subscribe down below to the red YouTube subscription button. This way you'll be up to date on all videos as they come out. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you next week.